I can't begin to tell you the level of enjoyment I'm getting out of working on this thing. This thing was totally engineered by me. Had a few parts machined, but everything came together by me, and it is so easy to work on when that's the situation. The only parts on here are Oxidine, and Oxidine custom fabricated. So much fun, and I'll show you guys my progress. Especially coming from a drag boat background, I mean, this thing is so fun. And just loving RC boats all together, it's just amazing. Part of the fun is some of the unconventional things that I'm doing. Having a full-size drag boat background, I look at this thing a bit different. Instead of a bunch of little different batteries for every different little function and this and that and receiver packs, I'm looking at this thing like it has a battery. Like a real boat has a battery. Now here we've got a 2S Oxidine battery. What I've done is I've wired a BEC directly from the battery. And this BEC powers the receiver, which powers a few different things. 2 servos and the water pump. Now our receivers can take the amperage. They can take 7.4 volts and the amperage running through it. It has no problem. What's extra fun too is I found these water pumps that I had bought for it before. And I found a few other parts that I planned for it that I'd forgotten all about. This pump is the main water pump. This pumps water to the motor. Now this is a gas engine and it's going to be doing some idling, so it needs a water pump. It's not an electric boat. I will never put a water pump on an electric boat, a speedboat of any type. And in fact, once we get this thing running right, I'm going to try turn it on just force feed, because I want it to be like a full-size race boat. Force feed is when the boat picks up water with the pickup as it's going along. It actually scoops water as it's going along. I'll let you in on some of the magic. Now, for the ignition of the starter motor, because this boat has a remote start. It has a starter, and I actually set the starter to actuate up on the remote. I was using an old school Novak Dually brush speed controller to power this brush 540 motor. It acted as a relay, as a really strong relay. And that's something that I conjured up. It's not in the book, it's nothing like that. That's something in my electronics, how I wanted to engineer this boat. Now instead, I'm using this Hobby Wing crawler unit. It's an updated, more digital unit, handles the power really well, and it actually matches the boat. Again, so the starter on the motor is servo actuated by this button. So I hit the button, and it actuates just like that. It is so awesome, which I am going to actually demonstrate for you guys in a moment. Okay, now then, with the push of this button, everything's powered on. Thanks to that new ESC. All systems go. Now let's check throttle. Throttle to go, butterflies opening. So rad. Engine kill. Steering. Steering. Rad. What's awesome is the water pump is going. No leaks, no drips. Both sides, nothing leaking. You come over here and check this hose. You got big flow. Oops. Put it back in. She'll pick up where she left off. No problem there. But just to demonstrate again, she's pushing water. Pushing it hard. Through there on 7.4 volts. And watch as I demonstrate the starter. As I push the button. Ha! she is soon ready to start and begin tuning the motor. What I love more than anything is the speculation. This isn't going to work, that isn't going to work. Everything's worked so far. This thing, again, I'm having so much enjoyment with this project. I love making the braided hoses. I'm going to make some more. Now, I have this other pump, which I've set up a line for oil evacuation. And I'm not sure if I'm going to set that up before I run it. But stay tuned for more coolness because we're going to have an oil evacuation system put on there. I am going to use a pump, and I wouldn't mind making a little puke tank. Have fun.